My name is Chloe Height.
My name is Lily Myers.
My name is Madison Rexigal.
Hi, I'm MJ.
I'm a fourth-year student here at MSUM, and I'm studying English. Mainly what I usually do is I help present shows.
I am a computer information technology major, so just IT, and I do a lot of things at the planetarium. I am technically the assistant to the director. I help Sarah do anything she wants me to. I help students organize their schedules, I figure out staffing, teach people how to use the technology, organize the technology, miscellaneous, all of that sort of stuff.
I am a biochemistry, biotechnology major. I've been here for about 3 years, and I do a little bit of everything around the planetarium.
I am a social work major, and I've worked at the planetarium for 2.5 years now.
I always had an interest in astronomy. Also, being a freshman, it was really convenient being able to find a very flexible job on campus that, didn't require me to be a physics or astronomy major. So that was initially what drew me in.
What initially drew me to the planetarium was I saw a work study pamphlet outside of the bookstore, and I was like, whoa, I like space, and so that's what drew me to the planetarium. And I was really nervous because I didn't know if they would take non-astronomy members, but they did, and now I'm here.
Well, I really didn't know that much about space or anything astronomy related, but I love learning, and I was just super excited about the space and getting to learn a lot of things that I normally wouldn't be able to learn with the major that I have.
I think that I saw the planetarium as a table at the Sidewalk Cafe. I basically just wanted to get a job on campus so that I could make some extra money my freshman year in 2019. I just applied, interviewed with Sarah just to see what it would be like. I had done a lot of plays and stuff when I was in high school, so I was fine with public speaking, performing, writing shows, that sort of stuff. And then I basically started with doing shows and doing a little bit of coding for the LED light system. And then I kind of picked up, I think in my sophomore year, being Sarah's assistant and kind of taking over the reins slowly but surely once Callie left. And then I fully became the assistant when I was in my junior year and did a lot of the managing of people and delegating of roles, that sort of stuff.
The most gratifying experience that I've had is actually public speaking, because I have such a severe aversion to public speaking. I think most people do, but as I've been working in the planetarium, I've noticed that I've gotten a lot more comfortable speaking publicly and giving actual talks, so that's been very gratifying for me.
So one of them would definitely be, I programmed the light system to run with this music for the choir. So I was part of the choir on campus for a little while. We were singing a certain song and we wanted to record a couple of places on campus because this was still during distancing and everything of COVID. And so we weren't going to actually sing in the planetarium, but we wanted to have the feel of we were singing while we were recording this. And so I took the music, figured out different timing where the music would crescendo, that sort of thing, and I programmed the lights to react to that, to do a sunrise behind us as we were singing, which was super gratifying because it was only a couple of hours that I had to put in for work, and then it showed up in a video that was online for people with Facebook.
The most gratifying experience that I've had working here is definitely the shows that we do for the public with the kids. Just being able to have the kids come up to you after the show and just tell you how much fun they had and how much they learned, and just seeing the smiles on their faces, it's definitely really rewarding.
The other gratifying experience that I've had is being a student leader. I think I thrive in those positions, but it really depends on the person I'm working under, because sometimes if I'm given way too much work and I have to, do a lot of this extra stuff that I don't really want to do, being really, enforceful on certain rules when it's my peers or people who are older than me, that's really weird. So having a good boss really helped that, and then being able to do a lot of the organizing and things behind the scenes for the planetarium and not necessarily doing shows. Being a student leader, I guess, would be the best way to put that.
The most gratifying experience, I would say, would be working a show and seeing people's interest in astronomy and things like that spark, especially with younger kids. They're just so curious and they're so excited to see the stars and constellations, and it really makes the job fun. I think for me, I would say it opened a lot more doors because it's given me the opportunity to do more things, because now I have knowledge about, certain softwares and about astronomy and things like that that I wouldn't have been able to get otherwise if I worked somewhere else. I would say just generally having staff meetings has always been fun. The planetarium is a very nice, inviting working environment, probably the best I've ever experienced, so I always look forward to those. We're always very close and always joking, so it's the best part.
So one of them is I did the romance show one year, and my dad and his girlfriend came up just to see that, and they really enjoyed it. So that was really fun to be able to have my family there and get to kind of show off a little bit on what I can do. My other favorite memory would probably be just the staff meetings. Honestly, they're so much fun. They're just really fun to hang out with people, get to know people, joke around, hang out with Sarah, just be who we are really as a planetarium staff. So it's not really one experience, it's just a generalized memory of having these really awesome staff meetings.
I think my favorite memory of working here is probably our in-person shows, specifically like the Harry Potter shows. We get to dress up, we get to just have fun, and setting up and stuff like that is a lot of fun.
So for me, working the planetarium, really the thing that's going to help shape my future is the things that I learned, especially with working with the public shows. I want to work with kids in the future and just learning about what makes them excited and what they're really passionate about, I feel like can help me connect with them on a better level. So I think that's what will help me.
I think it's given me incredible student leading opportunities, and just being a leader in general, stepping into that role of having to tell people what to do and doing the uncomfortable things sometimes of telling them, hey, you're doing something wrong, let me show you how to do it correctly, in a nice way. Really doing a lot of the organizational work in the background really prepared me to just be a good leader in the future. I plan to be some sort of manager eventually, so getting a lot of experience when you're doing some of the more awkward, tough jobs of leading your peers or talking to people who are older than you, it's really helpful. So I think I'll carry that with me forever. And just getting used to public speaking. I'm a lot more sure of myself now because every public speaking experience that you have, I think, really helps you grow. So that'll also help me as a manager eventually too.
So a lot of science ties into it, each other. So I do biochem. I have to take a physics class, and a lot of physics. There's a lot of physics that go along with astronomy, and there's planets are made up of rocks. There's a lot of different biology aspects to it. I think that working at the planetarium gives me a better idea of what is in space and how we can use what's in space here on Earth. So shaping having children have formative memories here, because I remember going to a planetarium when I was really young on like a school field trip and having just those educational experiences that aren't in a classroom setting, or even just with your family. Planetariums are tons of fun, and it gets you out and into the community, so you can connect with people who have common interests, that being stuff in the planetarium.
Well, I definitely think that a planetarium is so helpful and so impactful for the community, especially for parents who have younger children. It's not only a super fun space, but it's also very educational. So when we have our public shows on the weekends, it's a great way for families to go out and be in the community, but also be learning something and just have a really fun time. We try to make our shows super fun and super engaging for the kids. So I think planetariums serve a lot of purpose in our community.
Overall, just, inspiring the community and, like I said before, sparking an interest in space and the stars and things like that, which could inspire some maybe young astronauts or scientists. And yeah.
Well, I think that we're growing in being part of the MSUM community, where we're doing a lot of awesome student outreach. We're keeping people engaged of having new student workers every year, doing on-campus events to really pull people in. Being part of the astronomy club too, I think is really big. But then beyond that, we do a lot of shows for schools in the community, and we've been doing that for a while, and I think that that is a great way to get people to notice the school that we have here and how awesome our facilities are, and especially having a dome. But then also just engaging them in general. Yeah, there's a college in your town, so what? Well, my daughter goes there every year to see a couple of shows, and the director's really cool. Or my daughter learned something new and now she's really interested in space. You never know how that's going to blossom in someone's life, so even just impacting the couple of grades that we teach every year, I think that that's really important, because it keeps you in the minds of people who don't just go to this campus every day.